Hello. Today we'll be working on the life cycle page of our book. Okay, so this is the life cycle page. And to start out with, let's just talk about what a life cycle is. Okay, do you know what a life cycle is? So a cycle is something that goes over and over again. This is a life cycle. So what does that mean? Life cycle. Yeah, it's the cycle of life for the gray whale, from the babies to the juveniles or kids to the grown-ups, again and again, and how that happens over and over again. So we'll talk a little bit about the life cycle and we'll write a fact about the life cycle. Let's do things kind of in a different order today. Today I want to start with the picture where we'll draw the pictures of the life cycle, and then I'll read some facts about their life cycle, and then we'll write our fact. So we'll do it a little bit opposite in our order today. So let's start out with sharing my screen. And we're going to start with life cycle. So you can start in any one, because see how it's a cycle and they go around and around. But I'm going to start up here with the adult. Okay, so I'm going to start by drawing the tail. Maybe I'll draw it in a little bit more. So I'm going to draw the adult. So in that first box, go ahead and draw the adult whale, the adult gray whale. You have that kind of that long nose, and a fin. Something interesting is they don't have a dorsal fin. Gray whales just have like a few kind of like bumps on their back, but they don't have a dorsal fin up there. And the eyes. And then remember, they have all those barnacles. So you're going to add the barnacles. And if you're going to, these are really small pictures. So if you're going to trace them, you'll need like a really thin marker, like a thin Sharpie, or you might just leave them like this, or you might even use colored pencils to color them in. I'll probably use colored pencils later on. So here's the adult. And then the adult has a baby gray whale, right? So we're going to draw a small baby. And do you know what a baby gray whale is called? It's called a calf. Do you remember when we read, I was so amazed that it said that they can gain up to 60 pounds a day? That's so much. So that's a lot of weight that they can gain in a day. So they're growing quickly. Those little babies just nursing. And one of the things that I've read about them is that the milk, they probably might not have barnacles yet if they're little, because the barnacles they get up in the North Sea. But if they were just born down in the lagoon, they wouldn't have the barnacles yet. And then over here would be the kid, or another word for that would be juvenile, kind of like a teenager. And so it'll be in between the size of the adult and the baby, right? You know, one of the questions I have that I don't know the answer to right now is I wonder how long it takes for a gray whale to grow into the size of an adult. I'll have to look that up and report back to you. Okay, so then the juveniles might have some barnacles, so you can add some barnacles to the juvenile. Okay, so adult, you would maybe even make your juvenile a little bit smaller. My juvenile is almost the size of the adult, so I'm going to try and just get it to be a little bit smaller here. There we go, just a little bit smaller. Good thing I used a pencil, right? Okay, so there's my gray whales. So go ahead, pause me if you need to. Do adult, calf, the calf like a baby cow. They're called calves. So calves and juvenile. Adult, calf, juvenile. Adult, calf, juvenile. Adult, calf, juvenile. Okay, so pause me, finish up the picture part. You can color it if you want to, and then we'll meet back and I'll read some facts to you, and we'll write a fact too. So I'm gonna pause for a minute so I can color my picture. Hi. Okay, I'm back. Let's learn some facts about the gray whale life cycle, and then we can choose one to write in our book. So here's one that says, when calves are born, they are usually around 15 feet long. A newborn whale drinks between 50 to 80 gallons of milk each day. Can you picture a big gallon of milk? 50 to 80 gallons a day. That's a lot. Let's see if there's any more in this one. Okay. And then this book had some more facts that I wanted to read to you. Their weight at birth, like we just read, was 1,000 to 1,500 pounds, 1,500 pounds. When they grow up, they weigh 40 to 45 tons. And so one thing I read, the reason why they probably gain so much weight is that their milk has a lot of fat in it. The human milk has just a little bit of fat in it. Like when we nurse our babies, it's just a little bit of fat. But whale milk is pretty much half fat. That's amazing. So they're getting a very rich milk. Nursing. Young whales drink their mother's milk for 7 to 9 months. Their lifespan, gray whales live 60 years or more. Maybe a little bit more, but around 60 years. Okay, so those are some things about the whale life cycle. So we learned that they weigh 1,000 to 1,500 pounds at birth. We learned their full-grown weight is 40 to 45 tons. They drink their mother's milk for 7 to 9 months. Their lifespan is about 60 years long. Wow. So there's one other fact that I wanted to tell you. So let me pause a minute because I'm going to have to do a bit of research. But I want to tell you how long it takes for them to mature, to grow to an adult. So I'll be right back. Okay, got the information. At about 8 or 9 years old is when gray whales become an adult. Okay, so they're at about 8 or 9 years old. Another thing that I learned was that when a gray whale mama is pregnant, she is pregnant for a whole year. So about 12 months, maybe even 13 months. That's a year, is 12 months. So a whole year, about 12 months before the baby is born. So that's really cool too. Okay, so you're going to need to make a decision about what fact you might want to write. You could write the lifespan of a gray whale is about 60 years. Or you could say it takes 8 to 9 years for a gray whale to become an adult. You could say baby gray whales weigh about 1,500 pounds. You could say, what else? Well, what else could you say? What do you want to say? What do you want to say? I think in my book, I'm going to write about their lifespan to tell how long they live. Okay, so I will do that. But if please feel free. If you want to write a different fact than me, you may. Okay, you can always write your own fact. You can get help from a family member or sound out your words and do your own fact. So I'm going to write, or you can write babies are called calves. That's another one you could do. I'm going to write their lifespan is about 60 years. Their, T-H-E-I-R, their lifespan. So we're going to do life first. Life, L-I-F-E, span is about, here's the word about, A-B-O-U-T, is about 60 years. Y-E-A-R-S. And then a period. Okay, their lifespan is about 60 years. I'm also going to write the one babies are called calves. And you can choose to write this if you want to. Maybe just one or the other. Babies are called calves. One is a calf with an F, but when you say more than one, you change it to a V. Calves. So one calf, two calves. Okay, their lifespan is about 60 years. Babies are called calves. Okay, that's the life cycle page. So go ahead if you need to pause this to go ahead and finish that up. Feel free. And that's it for tonight. All right, everyone. Thanks for learning about gray whales with me. It's been a really fun adventure so far. See you later.